Before we get into today's game, I want to talk about the commercial with Paul Bissonnette because it's really starting to bug me. Because I know I've talked about the Discover commercial now and Panic at the Disco, which has nothing to do with hockey at this point, but this one kind of does. He comes over and he goes, is that Paul Bissonnette or Paul Miss the Net? And he goes like, let me show you how it's done. And then he goes and shoots it bottom left corner. Like, dude, that's not impressive. Like, I can do that. Like, how are you gonna flex that you're a sniper and not even go like upper corner? I don't know. It's annoying to me. Like, I don't know. I think that because they show it so much, I'm like, that's like not even an insult. Like, he missed wide. He was probably going good. He was going high, and then you went low. Like, whatever. Anyways, Islanders, Flyers. The Flyers go back-to-back shutouts in the playoffs. Pretty slow game, not going to lie. Clutterbuck's back in the lineup. Brassard is a healthy scratch for the second straight game. Wonder what's up with that. Islanders are forcing a lot of turnovers. Letty has a really good shot early. Hayes has a good shot early, too. But at 6:06, Green gets the first goal of the game. This is by Nelson. And Philly looks completely unprepared. Philly just did not look like they were ready for this game, kind of like Vancouver against Vegas. And the commentary even noted that the Islanders were kind of playing like Vegas did. They stopped playing like Vegas, which like made the rest of the game boring. But at the beginning, they were playing like fast, aggressive hockey, and it was fun. Hayes had a breakaway, and he went to go 5-hole, but he just missed the puck. It was, that's an important goal that would have been really, really helpful, especially in the beginning of this game. Again, Islanders playing strong defense. Hart looks really good. Then Hart robs Brock Nelson with the glove when he's like already out of his. It was impressive. Grant is bringing the physicality to the game. Green stops Konechny's shot. So Konechny's going for a shot, and he just like flicks it away. It's pretty good. And then Grant takes an interference penalty at the end of the first, which will go into the second. The Islanders do not cash in on that penalty because Islanders' power play still sucks. Let's be real. Philadelphia, you start seeing the line changing. Lawton gets all the way down to the fourth line. He's kind of been a liability for Flyers recently. Philly's getting more pressure. I try to combine pressure with Varlamov. Nice. Varlamov's making big stops, though. Philly really can't score on any of their chances. There's really not much happening this period, but I'd like to note that Provorov, Hayes, Konechny, Grant, I have Hayes on there twice, nice, and Couturier looked really good this period, and they were making most of the chances, but Islanders are just playing their game, and they're playing to perfection, so not much Philly can do. They just kind of looked out of it this whole game. Start of the third period, 2:54, JGP with the goals by Komarov and Pelech, and then Islanders just hold the lead. They're up 2-0. They don't really got to try too hard. They just go back into their scheme where they play the trap, and it's like, woo, hockey. Should probably change the channel because it's boring as hell. It's hard to watch Islanders games. I'm only rooting, I hate Philly, but I'm rooting against the Islanders because I really don't want to watch this in the Eastern Conference Final. I don't. Are they good enough to win this series? Yes. But I hope they don't because it's so freaking boring. Giroux hits the post. Where the hell's Giroux been? Where's he at? Who knows? He's just not showing up. 8:50, Lee gets the goal. This is by Barzal and Eberle. That was a great play. Really was. Farabee gets a good chance. Hayes has a great move and a chance. And Pelech was actually hurt by the shot. Not like hurt, but like not good. 7 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. The Flyers go empty net. And Taves just has a seeing eye shot. So at 12:21, empty net goal for Jonathan Taves. No, not Jonathan Taves. Devin Taves. Chicago's eliminated. I don't know where my brain's at right now. Johnson was very impressive. I guess that's why Brassard's out. Because Johnson's playing some great hockey. He really is, like, getting the hits in. He had 10 hits at that point. And then, Jesus Christ, Matthew Barzal. You fucking asshole. Why did you do that? He does this high stick where he just straight up whacks Grant in the face. He just, like, why? He literally just picks up his stick and swings it like a baseball bat at his face. And I'm like, yeah, you could see the puck, but there's no way you didn't see a guy in a bright orange jersey. There's no excuse for that. You just whacked him in the face. Probably should have got a major. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that was kind of uncalled for. Then Nelson and Niskanen both take misconduct penalties, and that's the game. Islanders win 4-0. Shots are dead even, 29-29. Face-off percentage was 51.7 to 48.3 in favor of Philadelphia. Both 0 for 1 on the power play. Hits were 34 to 29 in favor of the Islanders. Block shots were 22 to 10 in favor of the Islanders, and save percentage was 100% to .862 in favor of the Islanders. Obviously, can you look at the board? Philly is like getting their first real test here. Like, they had that one loss to Montreal, but again, I never really felt like they were going to lose that series. So, I mean, I was hoping they would, but I never actually thought they would lose. So, the Islanders look strong, but they're so boring. They're so boring. If they can play more than they did this first period, the first period was actually a lot of fun to watch. If they can keep doing that, I'm fine with them winning. If they don't, I'm just like, dude, just lose so I don't have to watch your shitty hockey. Dallas, Colorado. So you'll notice I moved my stat tracker here because we had a very eventful second period. I had a lot of fun watching this game. Calvert and Johnson and Grubauer all out for Colorado, so we got a little bit of the walking wounded going here. Corey Perry, I hate Corey Perry, but I got to give him credit here. He makes a really good move in front of the net. He almost cashed in on, but Francouz with a great poke check. Later, like a couple minutes later, Alexiak and Belmar are having a little exchange. Belmar, I thought they might have like a little Reeves-Roussel kind of rivalry, but no, I only really noticed it here a little bit late in the second. Colorado off to a much better start. Sagan had a great chance on a deflection from, I think it was Ben who shot it, but I cannot remember. Hintz takes a holding penalty, and at 6:08, McKinnon gets a power play goal. This is by Rantanen and Makar. And McKinnon has points on every single goal in this series, and that continues in this game, which becomes a problem when McKinnon is all the scoring. Like, there's a lot of times where he's playing double shifts, and it's only McKinnon. And we'll talk about that more later. Landeskog and Janmark take roughing penalties. There's 4-on-4, which is back and forth. Fedun takes a holding penalty. Nothing cashed in on there. We go to the second period. Pavelski stopped early. Rantanen then takes an interference penalty, and yikes, that was an awful power play by Dallas on that one. Colorado's out shooting Dallas by a lot at this point. Pavelski then takes a slashing penalty, and Rantanen cashes in at 8:44. This is by McKinnon and Landeskog. Again, McKinnon is always in there, and that's the last time they score. Because now, what happens... Okay, so here we go. Perry causes a scrum, which now people are getting physical. Girard takes a slashing penalty. On that penalty kill, Cole takes a cross-check, and so you have two D-men in the box, and now you have a 5-on-3 for a minute 17. So naturally... being that Joe Pavelski's on this team, 9:54, Pavelski gets a power play goal. This is by Radulov and Sagan. And at 10:37, Foxa gets a power play goal. This is by Gurianov, and he pays a price for that. He gets hit pretty hard as he scores that goal. 2 goals in 43 seconds. The game is tied. So now, what does Colorado do to match that? The depth doesn't show up. No. They just start double shifting McKinnon. Why? Because he's the only one who can get points, apparently. Cogliano takes a slashing penalty. And on that power play, the NBCSN had a really cool camera angle where it was like it was on a crane, and it was like you were at center ice and you were looking. It was kind of like playing NHL 20, where you have like that bird's eye view, like at a third person perspective. It was cool. Hudobin robs McKinnon, and Como takes a delay of game penalty. So now Colorado gets a chance at 5-on-3 for 57 seconds, and you're like, okay, here we go. McKinnon hits a post though. And that's all they get. That's really the best chance they got. Francouz is really the only reason that Colorado's still in the game. But then Radulov gets a goal by Ben Haskin at 15:34. So now they're down 3-2. And I'm like, Colorado, how are you losing? Like, what? And it's really simple. They have no depth. Or it's not that they don't have depth, so the depth is not showing up at all. Klingberg takes a tripping penalty. And Kadri's helped to the bench because on a delayed penalty, Makar had taken a shot and it hit Kadri, and Kadri had a really hard time getting up. As that Klingberg penalty expires, Lindell wins a race to the puck, and he puts it on net, and you thought Francouz made the save, but he didn't because Lindell just jams it in, and at 19:14, Lindell with a goal. 4-2. Yikes, Colorado. Like, I don't know. Like, Dallas is not the team that normally does this. So, like, I want to. I don't really think that Dallas is this good. I think that Colorado really took their foot off the gas and thought they can just kind of coast through these playoffs to the Western Conference Final. Comfort tries to answer after that goal, but Hudobin makes a save. Hudobin has been incredible. Third period, Colorado cannot get anything. Oh my God, I'm combining goalies' names with words. Colorado can't get anything going. Hudobin is playing amazing. He really just dialed in. Janmark takes a holding penalty. Nothing on that power play. And again, I ask, where's the depth? Because Nemesnikov's not showing up in this series yet. Kadri's not showing up in this series yet. Burakovsky's not showing up yet. Who else? Nieto hasn't shown up yet. It's Landeskog, McKinnon, Makar, Rantanen, and that's literally it. Hintz is then stopped, and Jason Dickinson just had himself a game just defensively. He's getting a lot of checks in. He's getting a lot of poke checks in. He's just playing solid defense. Colorado is moving too much east to west. They weren't going north south. They needed to get down the ice, and they're too much dancing. And I don't know if that makes me sound like old fashioned hockey. I think that's just pretty much fundamental. Like, stop dancing around trying to be pretty. Just get in the zone. Chip and chase if you have to. With 2 minutes and 27 seconds left, they go empty net. McKinnon goes high on a really good chance, and then right after that, Rantanen goes high on a really good chance. And at 1950, Alexiak gets the empty net goal where it was really impressive, honestly. They're like in the corner, jamming at the puck, and Alexiak just goes, boom! And it just lands, and it goes and it rims on the rim of the puck and just goes right in the net. And that's the game. Shots on goal were 40-27 in favor of Colorado. Face-off percentage was 56.5 to 43.5 in favor of Colorado. Power play percentage was 67% to 25% in favor of Dallas. Dallas had 3 attempts and cashed in on 2, while Colorado had 8 attempts and cashed in on 2. Yikes. Hits were 60-29 in favor of Dallas, which is to be expected. Colorado really didn't have any intensity in this game at all. Blocks were 21-4 in favor of Dallas, and save percentage is .950 to .815 in favor of Dallas. And I'm not going to lie, Dallas might steal the series. I think Colorado's going to fight back, and I think we'll see a 7-game series out of this one. But Hudobin playing a lot better than I expected. I really thought that Bishop was going to be the guy to go to, but I wouldn't take Hudobin out of the net. Hudobin making a lot of clutch saves. The depth is what's really surprising for Dallas. You'll notice that Radulov, Sagan, and Ben aren't your main goal scorers. Heiskanen has the most points for Dallas right now, and Pavelski's playing great, and he didn't in the regular season at all. You're seeing the coming out party of the Dallas Stars, basically. Meanwhile, Colorado, who had been playing good despite their stars, their stars were the important people, obviously, because that's why they're stars, but they had depth. You weren't concerned about the depth. Now the depth has become an issue where they're not showing up at all. And the quote from yesterday where only half the team showed up, it's the same deal. And I don't understand why. They didn't really have any fight in them. I think Johnson needs to come back, and Johnson will bring that level of intensity. Gerard tried, and so did Graves at times, but I don't think they're the guys who can really do that. I was hoping that maybe Landeskog could, but he just couldn't. So now there's just a frustrated Nathan McKinnon trying to carry everyone on his back, and I don't think that's possible. I love Nathan McKinnon. I think he's one of the best. I think he, arguably, it's between him and McDavid, between best players in the league, and McKinnon is definitely close, but it's got to be McDavid. I don't know. I don't think McDavid can carry this team by himself. So Game 3 is going to be a serious fight. It's going to lay out the rest of the series. Oh, forgot to write down. Islanders are up 1-0 in their series, and Dallas is up 2-0. And technically, they'd be on their home stretch now, but again, that home and away doesn't really matter in these playoffs. So that's today's games. If you enjoyed this, comment, subscribe, and share, because I don't think anyone watches these, but I enjoy doing them, so I'm going to keep doing them for the 10 of you who watch. But yeah, hope you had a good night. Hope you enjoyed hockey. And that's all.